My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now.
Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. Other people make friends. I'm just trying to make you a little money. My job, not just to entertain, but to educate you. So call me, 1-800-743-CBC, or tweet me at Jim Cramer. Listen up. There is no next NVIDIA. I made that very clear this week at our CNBC Investing Club annual meeting. It became actually a running joke because everybody wants the next NVIDIA. Now that the original NVIDIA's made this stunning multi-year move. People say NVIDIA's made it. Jim, I want something new that'll rally the same way. Now, on days like today where the Dow dipped 62 points, S&P climbed 0.38%, NASDAQ edged down 0.13%, we realize how hard it is to find another company that can produce such unbelievable revenue growth. I'd argue NVIDIA is the greatest demand story ever told. Artificial intelligence can be the game changer for everything that is digital. Everything. We know that potentially represents trillions of dollars, not in demand, not billions, not billions, trillions. No other company has a total addressable market that size to itself. And while there are still some companies with larger market capitalizations, namely Microsoft and Apple, I could see NVIDIA suppressing even them in the not-too-distant future. That's not crazy, people. Of course, the whole thing does seem totally insane. Why? Here's why. Okay, let me say it. Remember I called it the nouveau riche stock? It was only worth $95 billion 5 years ago. Now it's worth almost $2 trillion. In fact, the stock's up 1,875% since we first visited CEO Jensen Huang at his headquarters. But when you create something great enough, you can justify that kind of move. Apple makes the best phones in the world, doesn't it? It's now worth $2.8 trillion, but that's easy to swallow because it was worth $822 billion 5 years ago. Microsoft has a virtual monopoly on an important slice of enterprise and consumer software, which is why it's worth $3 trillion now, but it was worth $862 billion 5 years ago. So it did give you a terrific move, but not anything like what happened here with NVIDIA. Let me put it like this. Who could potentially join the trillion-dollar class along with Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, Amazon, the much-trashed Alphabet, and the much-now-beloved Meta? If we accept that NVIDIA is a freak of nature, then we want to look underneath the $1 trillion for candidates, right? I mean, maybe there's something in there brewing in the 700, 600 billion thing. Well, sure enough, number one is Berkshire Hathaway, run by Warren Buffett, who just said, though, that the days of the eye-popping returns are over. It has an $885 billion market cap. Berkshire has more than $160 billion in cash, so there's a lot it could buy. Buffett's way too disciplined just to start buying things up here. Buffett outlines how much he loves two core positions, American Express and Coca-Cola. Amex has been terrific of late. Coca-Cola's been okay, but it buys back a ton of stock and continues to raise his dividend, which is what Buffett wants. Makes him a larger shareholder of the institution. Still, they aren't going to get him to jump over the trillion-dollar wall. Maybe he can engineer turning the fortunes of Burlington Northern, the largest shareholder in America, Berkshire portfolio company. But the numbers here were quite disappointing versus the others in the sector. If anything can get this one over the trillion-dollar mark, you know what it's going to be? It'll have to be the continual and shocking rise in the cost of your auto insurance. That's right. In the end of the day, it was all about Geico. It is strange that Geico is the most important swing vote here, even as Berkshire owns a huge position in Apple that was responsible for a lot of the gains. But then again, Geico is the most valued because it offers a great service for less money. Who will be next up? Well, come on, Eli Lilly, right? I mean, it's $733 billion. It's got a serious chance of passing $1 trillion as the GLP-1 weight loss drugs become more widely accepted. What will that take? The insurance companies need to recognize that these drugs are being used responsibly to combat diabetes and obesity, a lot of comorbidities there, but also soon hypertension, COPD, fatty liver disease, perhaps so many other conditions we don't even know. Now, there is, though, a real disconnect between what these drugs do and what people think they do. They make your willpower dramatically stronger by making lots of foods less tasty. They make it harder to eat. They don't make it harder to eat. That's not what they do. They just take away the incentive to binge on junk food and alcohol. Now, Lilly has an Alzheimer's treatment that's probably about to be approved, I'd say even almost any day now by the FDA. I think the stock sells off, though, in the news because it's so widely anticipated. Look, I just told you, right? I mean, like, if I come in, if it's approved, and I come and say, I can't believe it's approved, you'll remember that on Monday I said it's going to be approved, right? I told investor members this weekend that it's probably going to sell off on the news. I believe when the worldwide data for the GLP-1s comes in, though, Lilly will be propelled to the $1 trillion level, the first drug company to do so, hence why we own it for the Travel Trust. Tesla's $635 billion, and it does feel like some big portfolio manager right now, right here, has decided to make a stand, not letting it go any lower. I know that sounds strange, but that almost conspiratorial, right? But that is how Tesla trades. There could be a Cathie Wood imitator out there buying Tesla, not letting it come down, not caring if they get it cheaper, tour de force, arrogant buyer. Who's ever buying it can't take it back to $1 trillion, though. They just can't. That's a Humpty Dumpty there. Just too many points between here and there. But when Tesla unleashes its new models nationwide, thing could jump a couple, maybe a couple 10 billions. Fourth, could Broadcom, symbol AVGO, at $613 billion be the next one? Now, I feel the charitable trust name could go higher because of its CEO, Hock Tan, who's a master of making acquisitions. I know that sounds glib, but this is a man who wants to accumulate companies, then milk them in order to fund the next big acquisition, sell a division off or another division, and that's pretty much how it gets there. Now, my fear is that this partner of NVIDIA could never be more than that. If that's the case, NVIDIA might need to crack the $5 trillion mark before Broadcom crosses the $1 trillion threshold. See, we need pin action from NVIDIA. How about Visa? All right, $586 billion. This is a tough one because it's the original fintech, and the market loves Visa. But its rival with MasterCard makes it problematic. Let's both go over $1 trillion market. I don't think I can hit that. I don't think that can happen. That said, both stocks are fantastic because the credit card business is a slap-happy oligopoly. Next up, JP Morgan's crashed through the $500 billion barrier of late. It's a terrific statement that a bank could make it this high. But it's been gradually grinding its way higher over time. I don't think it can make it to the trillion mark anytime soon because while banks are moneymakers, they are slow to demonstrate. Let me give you three more that are in the $400 billion club: United Health, MasterCard, and ExxonMobil. I think there's a Visa ceiling for MasterCard, like I just mentioned. Exxon's forerunner, Standard Oil, had at one time 100% market share in the oil business. Yet the only oil in many places in this country was Standard Oil. But that's not going to happen again. United Health, I think it has a shot, but it needs to deal with a cyber threat first. I mean, this thing's oddly raging still. Here's the bottom line. There is no next NVIDIA. It's what we call at law school sui generis. And you might not see another story this strong for a generation. But there are other companies that I just outlined that can break through the $1 trillion barrier. And while they're not as exciting as NVIDIA, a few of them come pretty darn close, especially Eli Lilly. Gary in West Virginia. Gary.
Booyah, Jim.
Booyah,
Long time, first time. Thanks for helping us little guys. I hold AMD. Should I add something here? Your thoughts?
I like AMD very, very much. You know, we own NVIDIA for the Child Trust and Broadcom. We sit there and think, how many of these can we really own? I think AMD, you could buy some here. If it gets to 150, you buy some more. That's my take. I need to go to Jag in New Jersey. Jag.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing well, Jag. How about you?
Good, good. Thank you. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
We really appreciate all you educate and help the community with your wisdom of investing.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
We love you.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thank you. That feels good. I like me right back. I loved all the people at the conference. It was great.
Yeah. My question is about NYCB. So some of your advice for considering buying a stock to invest in this some of your advice for considering buying a stock to invest in is when there is heavy insider buying.
Correct.
Notice that a lot with NYCB. Given the back,
financials don't count because a lot of these guys don't even seem to know their own banks. So I'm going to take a pass on that one. They just buy it because they think it's going to work. What do they know? I mean, they obviously don't know, or they never would have gotten in trouble to begin with. Let's go to George. That's what my mom would have said. She knew. Let's go to George in Pennsylvania. George.
Jim Cramer. George from Valley Forge, PA.
Holy cow. Let's go to King of Prussia Mall for the show. I'm buying. Okay.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
March Madness is coming up. Is DraftKings DKNG a buy, sell, or hold?
All right, we got to let DraftKings come down. So after they announce whatever they did with the NFL, the final handle, now they're not going to report till May, and then we can look again. I feel like the stock is up on such a big spike. I want to be a little more cautious. Now we're going to go to Steve, also in Pennsylvania. Steve.
Hi, Jim. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thanks for taking my call.
I'm glad you called.
I'd like to know about Boeing in the next 12 to 24 months, what your feelings are on that.
I think they at Boeing would like to know about Boeing in the next 12 to 24 months, and that's part of the problem. This company is uniquely not in charge of its own destination, and I'm beginning to get concerned, as I said the other day. If the FAA just comes out and says, okay, look, let's just clean house, then I think you'd see the stock up substantially. All right, we might not see a move as strong as NVIDIA's for a generation. And even with the next crop of companies that could break through the $1 trillion banner isn't as exciting as, say, NVIDIA, there are a few that are close, especially Eli Lilly. Man Money tonight, the COVID era was big boom time for the pets theme. But now that's starting to fade. What should we do with a company like Elanco? I'm talking the company stock brass. Then you called and you stumped me on Intuitive Machines. And as I was doing my homework on the stock, well, wouldn't you know it? The company landed on an unmanned cargo leg later, and then it kind of did this. Did you see? It was like, that's Intuitive Machines. It's okay. It's the flood. Look, I don't have a dirty tile linoleum to have any cheap scotch, but that was a pretty good. Come on, that was a pretty good imitation of the Intuitive. Stock did rocket higher before plumbing today. It was like this. Remember, it didn't go all the way down because it like fell on something, you know, and it still had the solar coming on it. Yeah, I call that a success. Give me the tang. All right, what to actually do with the volatility of that stock, though? I'm going to talk about it. And investors are still concerned about the state of the commercial real estate market. I'm getting a sense of Huntington Bank shares and what the CEO is saying. So I say stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.